see. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Ready. Okay. You want to open or you want me to?
You start.
Okay. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for jumping on this Zoom with us. I know it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but we appreciate it so we can spend the evening with our families. We're really excited to
hold that thought for just a minute. I have someone trying to get on.
Oh, okay. Holding.
Yes, and she's fairly new to doTERRA, so I'm trying to copy and paste and send everything. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I'm going to quiet down my child anyways.
I'm going to mute myself for a second.
Okay.
So I just ordered the backpack bag thing.
What was that?
Have any of you ordered the backpack?
Oh, the black and gold one from convention? Yeah. Erica and Olivia both have it, right, Liv?
Yeah. Did you order
it? A lot?
I did for a while, and then I had to switch when we were traveling, so I haven't really switched back, but I did for a little bit.
I bought it, so.
Oh, yay! That's exciting. No, I love it. It's super cute. Yeah. It's fun. It's really fun. You'll like it. I have so many bags. I'm like, I don't know which one to use.
Okay, she's going to try to get on. She has to download it really quick, but if we want to wait like 1 more minute, and then she can just catch the recording from the beginning if we need to do that. So, did you say you bought the backpack, Tisha?
Yeah, I bought it. I got it. It was my Valentine's Day gift because Mark was sick.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. That's a good present.
I like it.
Yeah, I have the bag. He's like, what bag? And I'm like, I ordered the bag.
It's okay to pick your own gift sometimes. Okay, we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. So what was I saying?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. What were we doing?
Thanks for coming.
We wanted to bring home a lot of the stuff that we learned in Prague, and this is who we went to visit. Her name is Elise Shedevy. Some of you might know her. She is a triple diamond in doTERRA and very inspirational, powerhouse, go-getter woman. It was really fun to get to know her. And the reason we have really fallen in love with what she's doing is because it's a roadmap and it's step-by-step, and
it's duplicatable.
It's very duplicatable, and she has done it multiple times. And so she knows what she's doing. So we figure, well, we should probably listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. Her and her husband, Patrick, they invested $160,000 in research to see the numbers and using for marketing to understand. So, hi, Tara.
Hi.
So we saw that as like, who's going to invest that money? I know Matt and I are not investing that money to figure that out. So she's already done that work for us. So why not? Why not follow the best of the best, right? And when you want to become a master at something, which I loved this, she's kind of broke it down. You figure out who's the best in the area you're interested in, which obviously is building a doTERRA business. And then you study them and you get to know what their weaknesses and strengths are. And just in that short week that we were with her, we saw what her strengths and her weaknesses are. She's a very good public speaker. She knows her everything upside down and inside out. And her weaknesses are, and she even admitted this, is that she was very impatient. She could be very rude and blunt, and she was open with us about that. But then you copy their strengths and their weaknesses and you make it your own, and then you duplicate it. And you just do that over and over, and you become the master of something. So, we are just really inspired by her roadmap and how she's gone to diamond multiple times. So we're excited to share that with you guys. Alyssa, we were going to share kind of our takeaways, we have multiple takeaways, but we each wanted to share a takeaway with you guys. Alyssa, do you want to go first?
I would love to.
Yeah, like Liv said, it's hard to pick one takeaway, but I think if anything, and I was searching for my word, like if anybody's been on Monica's page, and she talked about at the end of the year and beginning of 2018, finding your word. And I felt like I got my word at this Prague training, and that was intentional duplication. And I recognize that that's 2 words, but when we're not intentional with our business and what we're doing and what we're duplicating, when we're not intentional with our families and all these different aspects of our life, then that's when we start to just kind of beat our heads against the wall. And that's literally how I felt before I went. And I went to Prague sort of maybe with more of the mindset of, I'm going to go check out this training, but I'm excited to go for a pretty reasonable cost. Like, it's actually really reasonable. For a reasonable cost, go check out Prague, travel to Europe, and came away from it like, this training was so amazing. I wish I could come again and again and again, because I filled up for the first time in ages. Like, this notebook was empty and it's almost full of just notes along with the notebook she gave us. So, so much good stuff. And we just invite you to learn it with us. Like, we learned it there, but until we actually put it into process or into application and do the steps that she taught us, it's not going to matter. So if Olivia and I are intentional moving forward with our own businesses, not only teaching you, but doing the things we learned, it's not going to matter. So that's all I got for you.
Yeah, I had that too. That intentional word stuck. Do you want to share your takeaway, Matthew?
Sure. I mean, I agree totally with what Alyssa said. We learned a lot of different ways to how we weren't doing it right in the beginning and how to start over and not be saddened by what we have done in the past, but just start fresh with a lot of these new ideas. And one of the things that stuck in my head at the training, it doesn't really have anything to do with doTERRA in regards, but it was called The Bluebird of Happiness, is a story. And she told us about this story that we get somewhere in our business where we aren't grateful. We just want to keep jumping to the next happy level. We're happy, and then we're dead. We don't actually take the time to be grateful for what is in the present right now. And I think a lot of us do that. So celebrate your successes as you go through this whole training, the business together.
Yeah, that's a good story. So mine was about kind of today of sampling and follow-up and how important it is. I had always thought that it was the class. If I perfect the class, if I do the class right, then I will get enrollments and my business will move forward. So it was all about the class, and I wouldn't spend the time and effort in the sampling and following up as much. Like, I'd give somebody a sample, here's my business card, and I'm like, why aren't they calling me? You know, or I'd follow up and they'd use the sample, but they didn't really see any benefits. So I would give up on them and move on to the next person. And she just really, really, really hit home that it's all in the sampling and follow up. And that's where the success in your business lies, not so much in the class. Because if you're successful at sampling and following up, people are going to already be in love with wheels by the time they come to your class, and they're coming to your class to purchase, not to come learn more. Does that make sense? So that really hit home for me, because I hadn't been putting the effort into sampling that I want to be, or I'm going to be doing now. So I'm really excited that we're talking about this today and next week for you guys, because I think this is the bigger picture of moving your business forward, for sure. Yeah, that was my takeaway. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start talking about how to do that, because I know a lot of you probably know or have heard about creating your names list. We've heard it a few times, but that's another thing, is hearing it repetitively. Finally, it might stick. So creating that names list, and we have a paper for you guys. We can upload to the Facebook groups. I think one of the groups already has it on there that you can print, and you're writing down your 100 names of people that you know that you are going to share samples with. And if a lot of people are like, I don't know 100 people, we'll start at 50 and see how many you can get on that list. And that's really where you're going to start before you start sampling, because you're going to write down everybody you know, and not just friends and family, but everybody in your school, your community, your church work, like you're the lady at the grocery store, the person who does your mail, like everybody, think about that. And don't prejudge them. I know we're really good at that. We're like, oh, my dad's a 70-year-old cowboy. He probably wouldn't be interested in essential oils. I'm not going to prejudge. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to give him a chance, right? So don't prejudge people. And then if you need to use a memory jogger, there's one on online called memoryjogger.com, and that just kind of helps you think of people from your past maybe that you can put on that list. And then that list comes in very important play next. So once you have that list done, we're going to go through and we're going to rank it, and the paper that we're going to give you guys already has the boxes to go through and check. And you're really looking for people that have 5 to 7 of these qualities. Because they are going to be your potential business partners. These are the people that you want to eventually present the business to. So those are the people that you want to sample first. And Elise and doTERRA studied all of the diamonds and blue diamonds and up in doTERRA to see what was the common characteristics of all of the successful people in doTERRA. And they came up with a list of 7. And it was, most people in doTERRA are female. There are men that do this as well and are very successful, but majority rules. This is a woman's business, right? A lot of them had a money need in the beginning, like they wanted to pay for their groceries or their mortgage or replace an income or set up retirement. The common age is between 35 and 45, only because at that age, most of the time, we have pretty much our lives figured out. We've had our babies. They're old enough to be pretty self-sufficient by then. We don't have newborns anymore, so we can really focus on another area of our life, such as a business. And then over 45, and there's a lot of women that are over 45 that are successful, but majority when they're getting into their 50s, 60s, they're thinking about retirement and not starting a brand new business. They don't want to start from the bottom again. So that's your age bracket that you're kind of looking for. You want them to be interested in natural things because they are going to be selling essential oils. And if they don't like natural things and essential oils, then they're going to probably have some issues trying to sell essential oils to people. So they want to live a natural lifestyle. They've done business before. You're looking for your entrepreneur people, your people who are go-getters, problem solvers, go out and make things happen. Or have run a successful business before, or maybe even managed somebody else's business, so they kind of know the ropes. And then, of course, influential. There's certain people that they just have something about them that everybody wants to follow them and see what they're doing, and they're really good with people, and they make you feel listened to when you talk to them, and they just have a lot of friends. So you're looking for people that can reach a mass of people. And then, of course, have a supportive spouse or partner is really important, because if they're having to teach a week of classes and the husband or wife is at home complaining that they're gone all the time or doesn't want to help with the kids or dinner or getting upset, that's going to cause a roadblock in their business because they're not going to feel supported at home to move forward. So those are the things you're looking for in those people when you make that list. And not everybody is going to have every single characteristic, but you want at least 5 to 7. And those are going to be your top 20 that you want to sample first. So you're going to go through, check off that list, and then you're going to choose those top 20 that you're going to reach out to and sample to first. And then you should always have that list of 100 going and going and going. And that way you never run out of people. And then, but we hear, I don't know that many people, or I've run out of people. Well, according to Elise, that means that you don't have the skill set to attract new people, and that can kind of sting because I've been there and I'm like, I'm good with my bubble. But the good thing is you can go learn that skill set. You can learn how to attract new people, go out and make new friends, join a new club, just go be active in your child's school, just get out where you're around new people so you can make new friends. And you don't want to jump on them and throw up doTERRA all over them or immediately invite them into your business. But you just want to make friends and build that relationship until it gets to that point where they're asking what you do for a living or what's your favorite thing to do. And then you can bring up the oils. Just go out, say hi, have positive energy, be open to talking to people, which is really hard if you're an introvert, but you can definitely make that skill set happen. And then, of course, have your business cards ready, your samples always with you. And one other thing, that you have to have is a consistent class. You should have at least one consistent class a week, same time, same place, and then same day of the week. So every Tuesday at 6 at this location, I have a class. That way, when you are talking to people, you can automatically, very quickly invite them to a class and not have to say, oh, I don't have a class yet. Let me call you next week. And then by then you've missed that opportunity. So that was really another key thing that hit home, was having that class set in stone. Yeah, Alyssa, you want to talk about effective sampling?
Yeah, I love that. Honestly, we spent a full day, like from 9 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night, talking about this piece. There are other pieces that we got from the training, but we maybe spent an hour here or an hour there. But this is the foundation. You don't build a house, you don't have a marriage, you don't have anything, you don't play a sport without the fundamentals and the foundation. And this just hits home for me, because I don't know about you, but I feel like I've just been beating my head against the wall, and I stopped sampling. And when I stopped sampling, my business stopped. Not completely, like I still have some residual there, but I stopped moving forward. I stopped going to the next level. And so what I got from this, though, was the confidence to do it and to do it right. And like Olivia said, when she'd shared a sample and, you know, maybe they didn't get the results that they wanted, then now we have the confidence and the script to go back and say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry that didn't work. You're patient with me, I'll be patient with you. Let me bring you another sample. And working through that process. It's not a one and done type of thing. It's like she went through it. It's like sometimes 8 steps. But then once you've done those 8 steps appropriately, you have a customer for life. And if you do the sampling on the front end, on the back end, it's so much easier. And you're not going to feel that desperation, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? So the benefits, I already kind of talked about it, but creating lifelong users and potential business builders. And when you make somebody feel a certain way by sampling them and building that relationship, like I said, you're not going to have to work so hard on the back end. And when you've properly sampled, how many people have had a no-show at a class? Me. How many people have had, like, flown across the country and had nobody show up to a class? Me. That gets really discouraging really quick, right? And then it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to travel. And it just builds up a lot of resistance to this business. And when we can have the confidence to know we properly sampled somebody and they're going to come to buy, like Olivia said, we're in the business of selling essential oils. And if you don't believe that, like, you don't need to be on this Zoom. We are here to sell essential oils. And I've never in my life said that before. And I started saying that, like, the guy picked me up on the way home from the airport. He's like, what do you do? I said, I sell essential oils, because that's what I do. And it didn't feel bad. It didn't feel sleazy. It felt like I'm telling the truth. And so when we can sample somebody properly, then we can make the sale and build the relationship in the business, and it just grows from there. When you sample somebody, you're going to have a room full of people that have testimonials, and they're going to share and build that credibility rather than you getting up in front of the class and, like, spewing everything. Like, we love doTERRA. They're so amazing. But sometimes that's not credible to people. They want to hear how it's working for other people. And it starts to open their eyes. And then your confidence is just going to grow each time you effectively sample somebody. And I guarantee the first time it's going to be weird and you might flounder, but wouldn't it be so amazing if you could have that confidence? And that's what we got in Prague, like, so much confidence in other areas, but the sampling was a huge piece of that. Olivia, do you want to go to the next slide? Yeah, so if you don't sample someone before a class, you fail to convert them to the power of the oils and helping them find a solution. They might feel obligated to attend, but they're not coming for them. There's no reason. They're just coming sort of maybe out of guilt. They might come and buy a kit, but they might not ever order again. And then that's where you have to work so hard on the back end. People duplicate what they experience. If your guests and your people that you're inviting have a good experience, they are going to share. But if they didn't have a good sampling experience, they're most likely not going to. So go ahead to the next one.
Ready? Okay.
So we want you guys to get on board. Olivia and I have both set out to, like I said, do what we learned. It's not about just coming back and talking the talk, but walking the walk. So I've ordered my drams, and I have some A to Z booklets and my stickers. So hop on as soon as you get off of this Zoom and get that stuff ordered. Do it now. Don't wait. If you can't find the perfect sampling booklet, I know that A to Z is out of stock. Potentially it was last week. If it's still out of stock, there's Modern Essentials cards. Find something that fits within your budget for 50 to 100 people so that you're prepared. You don't have to fill all your samples, because you're going to learn, like, you're going to sample for the ailment rather than like 100 wild orange samples. So get that ordered today so that then while you're doing your list of 100 and stuff, don't delay it. Like, just click order, get it done, because if you delay it, then it's not going to happen.
Can I touch on that really quick?
Absolutely.
So on Aroma Tools right now, they have, sorry, they're rattling, but they have packages that come with the drams. It's a whole flat of them, and it comes with the stickers in there. And it's like a couple bucks more, and the stickers are in there. It's in a box. That's so handy. This is the way to go. And then I talked to Aroma Tools too, and they said that they're actually discontinuing the A to Z, so that will not be back in stock, but they are replacing them with the mini Modern Essentials guide. So, I mean, it's more information, so it's worth a little bit of a price increase, I think, on the little mini Modern Essentials. But yeah, these are awesome. And it comes in the 5/8 or the 1/4 size. This is obviously the 1/4, but yeah, it has the stickers in there, like you're ready to go. I actually take this box with me to every event that I do and every booth that I do, because I have everything that I need to send someone home with a sample all in this little box.
Does it come with the booklets or just the bottle?
No, I did have to order the booklets, and I got the 10 packs of them, and I got like, I don't know, 4 10 packs or something like that. But
yeah, just find a tool. If that tool works for you, for your budget and what you want to do, great. And there's tons of tools that are super budget friendly if you're just starting out with your business, or things, I know after the holidays and everything can be a little tighter, but just order something. I think that's the biggest key, is being prepared. If you wait for the time to be perfect and the perfect tool, you're never going to find it, and you're never going to order it, and you're never going to move forward. So we have some homework for you, and Olivia is going to go over that.
Yes. So the next Zoom is going to be about, because we want you guys to just get your hundreds names and get your materials ready. And then the next Thursday, we're going to really talk about the scripts of what to say to people when you are calling them to offer a sample or meeting them at the park or whatever. So right now, we just really want you to focus on that names list. And if you need help, please reach out to your upline or one of us. We can definitely help you with that. And then go through and rank those people. If they don't meet all of the criteria, don't get rid of them completely. We're just looking for those people with the 7 characteristics for your potential leaders in the business, because you want people that are going to be influential, that you want to offer this to as a business eventually. Because when you bring on new leaders, and that's really our focus with this, you're going to cause less work for yourself. And we can get into that deeper later, but it was really driven home how we're always finding customer. We're plugging holes to try to get to our next rank, our next goal, when we really need to be out there and really focusing on finding people to do this as a business with us. Elise calls it bleeding out, when you're constantly trying to re-get that volume back or from last month, or re-rank up, or re-get your power of 3 all the time, and you're constantly plugging holes, and then you're exhausted and banging your head on the wall. Like, why am I not moving forward? So our main focus with really doing this is finding people that want to do this with you and be a business partner with you. So then you guys can move forward together, and it's not a bleeding out process. There's that stability. There's that residual income always coming in. So order and prepare your samples, order your guides or whatever you can find that works for you, like Modern Essential guides or books or whatever. And then we need you guys to have that hundreds list by the next Zoom. You can, if you are not comfortable posting it anywhere, if you want to private message me or Alyssa with those names, or we're going to ask you to hold that up. And it's going to be hard, and we're going to hold you guys accountable. And if you don't have that list, we're going to ask you to leave the Zoom. We need you guys to be accountable, and we are sacrificing our time to be here to train you guys, and we want you to move forward, but we need to know that you're 100% committed in this. Okay. So was that nice? What does that mean?
How eloquent.
How eloquent. So Jess, we want you to all to be on the same page. And so have that homework done.
And we're doing it too. I think that's the thing to know is it's like, we're not coming here to preach at you, but we are passionate about this information, but we're doing it too. And so I'll hold up my names list. Like it's on my radar. I told Olivia I was going to do it. Olivia.
Yep.
My kids have been sick, life has happened, but this will be filled out by next week when we get together. So, you know, but the excuses can come up and they can creep in. And so we just gotta have the consequences. Elise made people get off the bus if they didn't have their homework done.
Yes.
It seems uncomfortable and it's new for us as a team to do that, but I think it's super important. And you're wasting your time if you don't come prepared. And that's what we're asking is come prepared to honor your time and the commitment that you're making. You have families, you have life that is going on. And if you're going to take the time, come prepared so you can get the most out of it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she kicked a blue diamond out of class because he didn't have his list.
And a presidential.
And a presidential the next. Yeah.
He had an hour lunch break. It was intense. And he did not do his class. And she made a blue diamond leave the room.
And the rest of the time we were there, he was 100% in and had his homework.
But that's what she said. She said, I am leaving my family for a week. You flew around the world to come be here. You left your family. You sacrificed. You paid the money. If you're not going to be 100% in this room and in this, then don't be here.
Yeah.
And I agreed with that. And I was 100% in the whole time. It was hard. My kiddo was sick. My daughter broke out in hives. It was so hard, you guys, but I was 100% in. And I got so much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough love because we want the best for you guys. So that's why we're being like that. Does
anybody have questions? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Does anybody have any questions or answers? Does anybody have any answers? We can try to answer.
I can't hear you.
Tara,
there she is.
you're muted, babe.
Unmute.
There we go. No. Can you hear me?
Frozen.
I can kind of hear you.
Oh. Okay. I was about sampling. Does she have like specific samples that she carries with, or that you suggest we would carry with us all the time?
Yeah, just your basics, your peppermint, wild orange, lavender, like all of your easy oils, because you're not gonna want to give out frankincense. You're not gonna want to give out helichrysum, rose. Like your basic top 10 oils, because you're only going to be going after one ailment for that person, not a plethora of ailments, and not a hard ailment like cancer or Crohn's or whatever. It's like respiratory or sickness. So just your top 10.
Yeah, and when we get more into the scripts and stuff like that, I definitely think having some of those samples prepared, but then when somebody's like, I struggle with, when you are doing the scripts and the calling and stuff like that, there's some more specifics on like what to sample and what to offer and stuff like that. But the biggest piece is just to be prepared. And it doesn't have to be expensive. And I think that's super encouraging for people that are new to the business, and that's duplication right there.
Mm-hmm. So I would just stick with your top 10.
Yeah, she said sample the cheapest of the oils. See if that works first. Don't ever start on the expensive oils, because if you've got a brand new builder, they're not going to start with helichrysum or frankincense, so on and so forth.
Does that answer your question?
To people when they can find a cheap solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else?
Throw it at us.
Oh, Stacy is messaging me and she said, what about people we have sampled before? That's a great question. I think with that, like we can go into some of the scripts, but go back to them and say, hey, I didn't do a great job about following up. How did that sample work? Can I offer you another one? I think that we have some tools to help with that. That's a great question. just go back with the heart intention of really helping them find a solution. And that's where the scripts and stuff are going to give you that confidence to do that. And when somebody says, you know what, that deep blue sucked and my back still hurts, or I have a rash from Melaleuca, then you know what to say next. And that's super important. That I personally didn't have before. I knew I needed to sample, but I didn't know what to do when there was a negative experience. And that built a lot of fear for me of, somebody had a negative experience. I don't want to sample anymore.
Yeah. Or I'm not going to call them back.
You're not my friend.
They're not my friend anymore. No. And we're going to teach you guys how to do that next week for sure.
So Stacy, yeah, it's definitely okay to put your people on your list. If they're not enrolled, they go on your list.
Yes.
Go back to them. Go back to them first. They were obviously interested at one point. And I think it's okay. Hey, I'm sorry. I did a funny job. Life happened. Can I check in with you
be honest.
again?
Yeah. Call yourself out. Gets the elephant out of the room.
And what was the thing that Erica had? She got that off of Aroma Tools, the whole package? I didn't hear what that was called.
It was, whenever you go under samples, you can just look it up and it has it in a bundle. It's on the sample DRAM page.
That's perfect, because I inevitably always forget to order stickers.
Yeah, me too. And it's nice just to keep it all together, and I just grab the whole box and take it with me. So that's pretty handy.
Does doTERRA still sell samples? I haven't looked in a long time. No, they stopped? Okay.
Yeah.
I know not the pre-filled ones, but they don't sell the empty ones anymore.
Oh, the sample bottles? I'm not sure if they still have the DRAMs or not. I think they do. I haven't heard different.
I knew the pre-filled was gone, but okay.
While you're on there, we didn't add it on the slide, but if you're on there and you're already ordering, throw a handful of keychains on your order.
Yeah.
Do you have one handy? Because I have a couple new people in here that might not know what those are because I haven't been that great at telling them.
There's one on
I lost mine in the Uber. So
oh, no.
Matt's going to go grab one.
Okay.
My Uber driver got my Copaiba.
Oh.
The whole thing?
Yeah. Well, no, I had a little sample of it. We got pulled over in Prague. It was nuts. Yeah. So my Uber driver hopefully is enjoying my peppermint and Copaiba.
It's a tip.
For sure.
So this is
I had also heard of somebody that was kind of pre-diluting them. So they'd put the 12 drops in the dram, and then they would fill the rest with coconut oil and just tell them that unless it was something that they were going to take internally, like Digestin or something, they would just fill the dram pre-diluted so that they could use a little bit more of it. Like most people who aren't really familiar with 1 to 2 drops being a dose, that they were that way they could kind of get as much as they needed for their knee, or they needed as much as they needed for whatever, and rub it on an area. I thought that was kind of a good idea too, because then at least I know sometimes people look at it and they're like, 10 drops, that's not very much, but I don't know. That's a good idea or not.
I think you could definitely do that. One thing with the scripts that we learned was when you drop off the sample, you offer the sample and then you drop it off and you explain to them really quickly how to use it. And that's partly why you have the tool, is that you point in the tool, this is how you use it. So I think you could do the coconut oil if you want to, but the way that we learned, they definitely gave us, again, that confidence of if you do it right, then you don't have to worry about it too much. But
hey, look what I found. It's not even filled out yet.
Good girl. Yeah.
Got my names list.
We have that. Is that off of Goal, or what page do you remember where that's on?
I think we had it. Did we put it in the 6?
It was in the Dreams to Goals page.
Dreams to Goals, yeah.
But I don't think everybody's on there. I think it was just a handful of people. So we will upload that to everything.
This might or might not be my original from Jumpstart.
Oh.
my original from Jumpstart is not filled out either. I started it on my laptop, and yeah. So in full honesty here, people.
Yep. So if you guys didn't see, here's the keychain. And this one's empty, but it comes with the sample vials. So you're going to want to get some of these. Any other questions? I don't know where my mouse went. He ran away. Okay, well, next week we're going to be meeting again on Thursday at 2. And like we said, we'll give you guys the scripts and how to properly sample and follow up to get invited or invite people to classes. So if you have any questions between now and then, please feel free to reach out. I don't think there's anything.
And I want to say kudos to our brand new potential business builders who are on here. I know that this information might have been a little bit much to take in all at one time, but basically right now is just jotting down those names. So that's going to be your first step, is just that names list so that we know who we can bless with oils. So a lot of good information. I know some of it might have been a little bit much. So yeah.
This is the perfect place to start.
Yeah.
If you're starting, this is the perfect place because you have no
or
baggage.
Restarting or relaunching.
Well, you have baggage when you're restarting. I'm just going to see. Oh, yeah. So the 100 names list is in goal for my team. You can just print it off of there.
And those of you who aren't on Facebook, I have your name written down and I will email you a copy of that. So,
Awesome.
So.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions, comments? Did we lose people? I lost my mouse. I don't know where he went.
I feel like there should be more questions.
I know. It's very quiet. No,
It's 2 o'clock. It's nap time.
it's nap time, Matt says.
Everybody's
There we
sleeping.
go.
It's snowing again here. So yeah, it's nap time.
It's been a nap week. Well, awesome. We won't take any more time then. If you guys have questions in the meantime, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.